multiplication, monomials by polynomials. Example 1, we have 2x squared and 5x cubed. So we multiply the numbers in front, or the coefficients. So in this case, 2 times 5 will give me 10. And for the x terms, we just add the exponent. So 2 plus 3 will be 5, so our final answer will be 10x to the 5th. Same thing for b. Multiply -3 and 2 to give me -6. And then y to the 4th and y squared. 4 plus 2 will give me 6. And the next one it's a little bit more challenging. So 3 times -6 would be -18. And then the first x doesn't have a coefficient, so we'll put an imaginary 1 above it. So what x to the first, x to the 4th, 1 plus 4 will give me 5, so x to the 5th. We have y to the 5th with y squared. 5 plus 2 will give me 7, so y to the 7th, and we're done. A little bit more challenging. We have an a, a b, and a c term for part D. So -12 times -3 first, that will give me 36. Then a squared and a squared, that'll give me 2 plus 2, which is going to be 4, so a to the 4th. B cubed and b squared. So 3 plus 2 will give me 5, so b to the 5th. And the c term sitting out there by itself, so c to the 4th. And we are done example 1. Example 2. In the next several examples, we're going to use a distributive property. So we have 3x squared. So 3 times x squared plus 3x plus 5, or minus 5. So we'll multiply this 3 in. So 3 times x squared will be just 3x squared. 3 times 3x will give me 9x. And then 3 times -5 will give me -15, and we are done. Part B, we have 4x times 3x squared minus 7. So remember, if there isn't a number above the x, or there isn't an exponent, then that means there's an imaginary 1. So 4x times 3x squared. So first 4 times 3 will give me 12. X times x squared will give me x cubed. Carry the minus sign. 4x squared times -7 will be 4 times 7 will be 28, and there isn't an x term, so we're just going to copy down the x, and we're done. -7y times 4y squared minus 2y plus 1. So -7 times 4y will give me -28y to the 3rd. -7y times -2y, a negative times a negative gives me a positive, so positive 14y, and it's like y to the first, y to the first, that'd be y to the second, and then -7y times 1, that's going to give me -7y, and we are done. Let's do some more of those. Example 3, we have 2x cubed minus 3x to the 4th plus 2x cubed minus 10x squared minus 7x plus 9. So same thing, just distribute. So 2 times -3 will give me -6. X cubed plus x times x to the 4th, add the exponent, so it'll give me x to the 7th. And then we have 2 times 2x cubed will give me plus 4x. 3 plus 3 will give me 6, so it's x to the 6th. 2 times -10 will give me -20. And then x cubed times x squared will give me x to the 5th. Take note how the exponents are decreasing. Then we have 2 times 7, which could be 14. And x to the 3rd times x to the, this x will give me x to the 4th. And then the last thing, just multiply by the last one. So 2 times 9 will be 18. There isn't an x term to multiply by, so just x cubed, and we are done. Part B, we have -7a squared bc cubed. And then we have 5a squared minus 3b squared minus 9c squared. So this one's a little more challenging, but it's doable. So first thing we're going to do is multiply this -7a squared bc cubed to the 5a squared. So -7 times -5, or +5, will be -35. A squared times a squared will be 2 plus 2 will be 4, so a to the 4th. And we still have to write this bc cubed, so it's going to be -35 a to the 4th bc to the 3rd. Now we'll multiply this -7a squared bc to the 3rd to -3b squared. So first a negative times a negative will be a positive. 7 times 3 is 21. And then a squared, we're not using it this time because the b squared is by itself, but we do have to write it. And we have b times b squared, which is going to be b to the 3rd. And then c is by itself, so we'll write c cubed. And then the last one. -7a squared bc cubed times -9c squared. So first a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. 7 times 9 is going to be 63. The a squared is by itself, so we'll write it. The b term is not being used, so we're just going to write it. And then c cubed times c squared, 3 plus 2 is going to be 5, so c to the 5th, and we are done. And example 4, we have -2a squared b to the 4th times 3ab squared plus 7a cubed b minus 9a plus 3. So first, let's start distributing. So -3 times 2, sorry, -2 times 3 will be -6. A squared times a is going to be a cubed. B to the 4th times b squared is going to be b to the 6th. So now we're going to multiply -2a squared b to the 4th to 7a cubed b. So -2 times 7 is going to be -14. A squared times a cubed. 2 times 2 plus 3 is going to be a to the 5th. And b to the 4th times b is going to be b to the 5th. Now just multiply to the last one. Or, sorry, we missed one. Now multiply it to -9a. So -2 times -9 is going to be +18. Then a squared times a is going to be a cubed, and just write down the b to the 4th. And now we multiply to the last one. -2 times 3 is going to give me -6. Then there isn't an a term or b term, so just copy down to a squared b to the 4th. And we are totally done these problems. Hopefully this helps you understand multiplying monomials by polynomials.